Good morning, world. My name is Stephen Dunn. Welcome to my channel. So the purpose of this channel, as you see in the description, is we're going to talk about things that people already talk about. But my goal is we're going to walk on this journey through spiritual life experiences together, but more on a deeply level. We're going to put words into action. What does that action look like? We can all describe it. There's many mentors out there. There's all kinds. It's already been done. But our plan is to go deeply, describe them more fully, what those words look like in action, what we do in life, whether it's a work situation, in church. And as you see, I'm out walking around. I work right over here. Glan's Auto Salon, by the way. And shout out to them. So that's the goal with this channel, is just to be more real, not just give you a motivational quote, just not another spiritual video or anything around those lines. And so, this is my first video. This is my starting to YouTube. God has put it on my heart to share with all my followers, past, present, and future, what we go through on a daily basis, how we all relate. And what does success and failure look like? Your knowledge books, our motivational books. We all talk about them, but how do we get through these? Because we sometimes have a hard time, and then it brings on a lot of depression or hardship on your heart, whether it's individually, your personal relationship, married, single, trying to get things done. And also, let me backtrack. I am 40 years old, so I'm very happy that God has given it to me to share with you guys what I have been through, similar things that y'all have gone through. But I don't want to see people struggle as hard as they should or have to in life. We know things are getting crazy out there, especially with the politics. So that's the goal, is we're going to walk through this journey together. Most of it's going to be spiritual. So as I'm reading the Bible, how do we put that proverb into action? What does it look like daily in your walk? So when you're using that motivational saying from any of our wonderful mentors like The Rock, and whether it don't matter, whoever is your favorite, and you can have many. So in order to get there, one thing that is very most important along this journey that we're going to be walking together is there is a very deep period in my life that I've always known I've been blessed. I'm just glad to be born to experience the good and the bad, because if you don't have the bad, you can't learn from it, don't make you stronger, then everything in life will be easy. And as I'm saying, it's, not everything is going to be 100% easy, but we don't want it 100% hard either. And we talk about that balance, right? You've heard that many, many times. So as I'm kind of sidetracking here, it's going to be a lot of my videos. Be prepared. But that we're just going to be straight up real in these videos. I'm not going to sometimes I might have a script, but most of the time I'm going to try not to. So I just want to be 100% real, what comes off the mind as I'm doing these videos, as we're going through that particular subject on that day. So as I was saying a couple seconds ago, there was a period in my life where, after I've been through some trouble, I had a lot of good things going for me. I was up in Michigan at the time. I was doing networking, kind of starting my own businesses. I was putting all the pieces together so fast, or trying to. Trying to rebuild my credit, rebuild my life, trying to date, trying to run businesses, doing Chamber of Commerce, on and on and on. I got trying to motivate, all the books, because I wanted good out of my life. But sometimes it's hard to execute and stay motivated in the process. And even though I knew I was blessed deep down, and I had a lot of people around in my life, I also felt very lost and very alone at the exact same time. Which kind of ties into when you hear the spiritual or your biblical teachings where God don't want you to be on one fence or the other. So even though I felt alone, even with all the people I had, girlfriend, my dad, I had lots of family support, chamber of commerce, I had a lot of good in my life, but I still felt stuck. Why? Because there was a period in my life also where I was locked up for a bad car accident. And so I'm just trying to make my life better. And so I'm going through all these things in life. So there was a period where, with a felony record, I know at least in Michigan, and I've been finding out even here in Texas, and I'm sure this is across the whole board, the whole spectrum across the world, but it applies slightly different. But it's hard for people with records to get a place. Even when you start getting your credit score up, you're doing all the right things. So I was going from apartment to apartment, and I was saving up, trying to put get the security deposit, all that good jazz. I'd put the applications in, denial. If it was a credit score, it was the felony or a combination of both. And also along with that kind of not going through after all the apartments, falling out with my ex-fiance for certain reasons. That's a whole different subject when we get into relationships. And I had a good job. I was working at a good detail shop, good boss, good shop. But I still feel, I was wanting to become a manager. Just want to sit down and talk to him, like, hey, can you have time? So, nice specific ask, what will it take for me to be a manager? So I know what to work towards. So I'm trying to do the right thing. Maybe I wasn't asking the right way. That's hindsight. But at the same time, so I had to take a step back. I felt lost. I felt hurt. Like I'm doing everything that I possibly can. I never realized how God was really, really close to me. I've always believed in God. I was also going to church. Like I said, I had the whole works. But I still felt lost. It's amazing how you can have that many good people and that many good things, and you're just still so blinded, even when you have so much good in front of you and good support, counselors, church. But you still feel lost because you're trying to work at things and it just keeps falling through. And it's hard to find that motivational strength, mentally, physically, just to keep going, But I was still learning along the process. So once things kind of pretty much ended with my fiance, and not too shortly after that, when I left a good detailing shop, and that was me, because I just felt like I wasn't getting anywhere where I needed to go. It's like I'm trying, and putting all these things together. So I decided to leave. I came back down to Texas because I had more family from high school and friends. And we'll go through all the little different things. This is just a brief overview again. I took a step back. So when I was in Corpus Christi trying to get my life back, still on track. And again, I had really great support. I decided to do a tip of research that we have all seen. That is, write out a plan. I kind of knew that, but you're burnt out. I'm trying to work 2 jobs, trying to get the rent, trying to fix my license, trying to do this. Just like anybody else, different times, different periods, different seasons in your life. So what I did is like, I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm getting burnt out. But what I am going to do when I have time to stay up between working 2 jobs is I'm going to create a personal success plan, kind of like you hear businesses have a business plan. So I am just sitting there trying to work. So I will share that eventually down, and I will have that available hopefully in the next year or so. I will have that available for y'all. So I just started working. Like, what do I want out of life? How am I going to tackle it? Like, what kind of woman am I looking for? What kind of house? What kind of things do I want out of life? What does that look like for Steven? I started reading motivational books, following all the Instagram motivational quotes, because they're good and they give you tips, get up early, do all that. And you're trying to apply it, but it's hard, guys. It's hard, but the payoff is worth it. So one of my biggest things is sometimes you have to take a step back for yourself. And what I did, like I said, I was working on this plan. And then I still wanted to detail. I was in contact with the detailing place where I work at now. A little insight is I was still kind of getting in trouble. My boss was still really taking care of me. I was kind of taking care of myself, but I was kind of playing around though. At the same time, I was still motivated. And I was still working on my plan. So in that moment, those couple years, it was about 3 years altogether. The first 3 years when I came from Corpus out here to Beaumont, Texas, and a good boss invested in me. I knew, but at the same time, I didn't know what I was doing. I knew I was invested in myself. I know he invested in me. So I didn't want to ruin that opportunity. But there were things he did for me, and in a way, I took advantage, but I thought I could handle them on my own. And I will go into all those kind of different stories along with you. So yes, I got myself into trouble. I was doing certain drugs that kept me up because I'm a single guy at the moment. And I had to keep going. I'm trying to run a shop for him. I gotta go, since I don't have a license still, I gotta walk to the grocery store, walk back. When he had my apartment or my trip, when he got me in my trailer, like I gotta clean, I gotta take care of the shop. So I'm just going and going and going and going. That's the only reason why I did those kind of drugs. Until God showed me a different way, which that's another part as well. Many things I want to share with this world. Many, many, many things, guys. So, but in the background, even though I was getting in trouble, I was working on my plan. I am blessed, and my heart goes out to those that do the same kind of drugs that I did, that really go out and rob or steal, become homeless, and stay homeless. God blessed me with the strength of mind where I kept it under control, and to that degree to where I didn't have to rob and steal. I did steal from my workers that had to wake me up because I'd crash every 3-4 days. But I didn't really have to go to another store, things of that nature, if that makes sense. So I was blessed on that. Very, very, very blessed to say God gave me the strength, mind, soul, not to go out, go beat you up. Give me your money. I need my drugs. No. No. So my heart goes out to those that don't want to step through that. They can't control the drugs on that level. But God does have a plan for them, even if they are unaware of it. And I'm still putting all this plan together, and I'm still feeling lost. Because I'm trying to save, trying to do everything. But then I had some crazy, crazy things happen about 2 years ago. Starting about March, April of 2021. Which that was a very interesting ride. Maybe one day God will let me share that with you. But during that time, God actually got me more sober than I've ever been before. God showed me how to rework my success plan in a better, more deeper meaning. and also to finally execute it and not get so stressed out, or at least less stressed nowadays in this life. So I thank God. I believe there is a God. And in here, let me put it right here now, that we already know that the Bible says even the atheists believe and shudder and call out God. But no matter where you're at in your spiritual walk, right now I want to remind each and every one of y'all across the globe, I don't care what your religion is, how you pray, how you talk about God, or if you don't believe at all. Just look at this. I mean, look at this sky up here. You know? I mean, look how beautiful that is. Look how much is just in this little area here in Texas. Is there a lot of things that are built by man? Yes, but who gave us that knowledge? And one thing to help you in your spiritual walk, or you're just struggling understanding the Bible, because I used to be there too, but I always believed. God, for some reason, I always put it out of my heart to believe more than I expected. And we're going to get there one day. Two big things to help you in your spiritual walk, no matter what you're going through, no matter what season of life, no matter how young, how old, or what you're going through, depression, divorce. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, there's a time and a place for everything. To me, it almost sums up the Bible, no matter where you're at on that. Another thing, as I'm saying, look at everything, stuff that is not man-made, all the trees, the birds, the fishes. Even though, let's say you're struggling even to understand how God could have done that in the Bible, why does that sometimes even matter? But if you don't want to believe in the so-called God that talks about in the Bible, you want to believe in the aliens that created it, or the Big Bang, more power to you. But let me put it this way. Somebody had to give that knowledge for the Big Bang Theory to happen. If God didn't do what it said in the Bible in 7 days, still think there's one person that created the aliens and gave the aliens permission to create this earth. So whatever you believe, deep down, whether the Bible is right or wrong, right now is kind of irrelevant. Know that deep down there's one God. There will always be one God. But as I've gotten older and I've hit the nice, young, strong age of 40, I've seen how God has worked in my life, and He keeps showing me more and more and more than I ever. Sometimes be careful of your words, because those that study law of attraction, woo, more powerful than you think. God has shown me ways that I never expected. I never even asked God for what He bestowed upon me, but He did. Never did. I felt like I was the worst person on this planet. And He's blessed me more than I ever dared dreamed of in this life. And right there, I hope I'm giving y'all knowledge, something that sparks that little mustard seed, that little flame deep down inside your heart, your soul, your mind. That there's God, that there's hope on the other side. We're only given one life. Some are blessed to where they have it all together, then they fall. God has made them both. And we learn there's a reason why. Some are born rich and then they fall. Maybe you gotta be poor, then you come up to being rich. So let's tap on that real quick. What is rich? What is success specifically defined for you? A lot of us have the same desires. We want the fancy cars, we want that, but at the same time we die. We don't have to carry it with us. It's good to enjoy it, don't get me wrong. You want to work for that Ferrari. I have dreams of wanting to be a helicopter pilot and a yacht. If I get it, and God blesses me with it. What was that yacht for me? That yacht for me is to travel around the world, to bring family and friends. It's not just because, oh, I got a $500,000, $1 million yacht. Woohoo! Look at me. No. So also when you're thinking about that, I want y'all to think about when you're getting your toys, or what is the purpose of you doing it? I know if I get that yacht, so I can travel and go preach the word that I know God has put me on the heart. If not, I'm going to at least die trying. And if God did not bless me to have that yacht or to get that license because of circumstances I seen, or maybe there's certain things I did in chasing those dreams I failed to do that I did not see, or maybe I failed the pilot. I don't know yet. But I have already set myself up that I'm okay with that. My success is having true friends. It's not just the money in the pocket. Woohoo! Like, it's not just money in my pocket, guys. Oh, I'm broke. No, it's not just money in my pocket. Money helps. It's a tool. And we learn that as we get older and older. Life is overall, it's good. If you're young, take heed. If you're older, maybe you just need a reminder that true success, at least for Steven, right here, is having good friends, good family, good support, doing my best to remain calm in all situations, doing the best job that I can do serving people in any form that is. If you're working at McDonald's, you know, the Bible says we're here to serve one another, and we are. Sometimes we forget that. It's so easy on certain jobs, or if you're in a high role position, you know, a business owner, you're already a church goer, whatever. So sometimes you might already have that characteristic of, or born blessed to remain calm, and you're already wanting to serve. But also, no matter what we are doing, whether you're at a job getting paid, off the clock, you're not going to church, you're serving somebody somewhere. Whether, I'm not talking just serving yourself for your goals and your dreams. When we go into a restaurant or McDonald's or fast food, we know when we're ordering, like, it's so easy to get frustrated. Why are they taking so long? Why are we doing this? We go crazy, right? But especially for those that have worked in that industry or that field of service, making food, whether you're back there doing dishes, whether you're on there making sandwiches, maybe you're still working there right now. Well, what we do is when we're out the clock, it's so easy to go step in to another one. Well, why are you taking so long with my food? You should already have knowledge that they're either short-staffed, you went in there at a busy time, right when they're opening, right at breakfast time, right at the lunch, right at dinner at 6, 7 o'clock. Maybe you wait till 8 and it calms down in an hour. Guys, we gotta start thinking deeper, have more meaning on everything. Be thankful. Like, are you that much, like, that extra 5 seconds of you not getting your food, or because they put somebody else first because of a bigger order? You think they forgot about you? Maybe they did, but they didn't do it on purpose. It's so easy to let the devil in. And attack us in so many ways. I've done my best not to do that. Don't get me wrong. I've had my failures in there, and I've lost my temper and my anger. But as the motivational people in the world with the Bible, when it says your character and trying to remain calm, are you going to mess up once in a while? Sure, that's okay. But when you're trying to do it on that consistent basis of going into the store, whether it's Walmart, whatever you're doing, like I was just mentioning, and you remain calm, you're happy, like, I'm not in a hurry. Hey, go ahead of me. I'm not in a rush to go back home 5 minutes to do my dishes. You're that much in a rush to get back because they're taking long scanning an item? The dishes can wait. Are you going to die? No. Life deep down is good. When it comes to defining, oh my God, I failed at doing something. I don't care what you're doing, what you're fixing, what you're learning. Deep down, it's not failure. It's success. Think about Ford. Think about the stories that you already know. Think deeply on some of the things that you already know, and already the quotes that are already out there, the stories from Ford and the banker. Like, sometimes, well, okay, we consider ourselves poor and the government controls us and we're going to get into politics. We're going to go over every spectrum. We can't really get mad at people that set it up and got that part of the field first. Can't be mad at them for it. You got to do the best. Maybe that's not your role to be a millionaire. Maybe God has another plan for you. But do you have a roof, a food, you got a good family? I'm doing all right. Do I want to do better? You know, also with that, like the jealousy thing, it's, think of it like this. If I never get that, but I have a roof, a basic trailer, I got food in my house, I got good family and support, even though I chased, I have multiple sources of income, things happen that I don't see. I might not be poor, but I might not be up here multi-million or billionaire rich and can travel the world 5,000 times a year. But I got family. I'm doing what I need to do, whether it's running a farm, detailing cars. I'm cleaning somebody else's car because they get busy. For some reason, I love detailing cars. God's given me that gift of doing that. And I'm learning other skills within the detailing industry. If you love food, the restaurant, you might not like McDonald's, you might not like Arby's. It's okay. We all have a key role to play, or we have certain roles to play in life at a certain time in our life. Maybe right now, and I'm not talking about just building your life from young to old and figuring everything out, and I want to help y'all on that journey as well. What I'm talking about is if you really love food, even if you're 30 years old or whatever age, but you love cooking, you might not ever have the opportunity or the finances or the resources or the connections to open up your own restaurant, but maybe you might just be the next best franchise owner. Now that'd be kind of going into that, but you might not ever get there. What if still you love that food instead of quitting and giving up, but you love maybe it's working for the right Arby's. It might not be in this state, it might not be in that state or that city, but you love something about the Arby's or McDonald's. Stay in the industry and just keep digging and digging and digging. Like, okay, I need to find the right restaurant. Maybe you're just gonna be the best manager at doing that. Maybe there's something you could do to, like with waiters and waitresses. And I'm not talking about just the government policies. What if there is something that you can do that you've heard talked about in industries where waiters and waitresses get pretty much paid off with tips and they still got to make a living? So what if there's something, whether it's a policy, government, or what if it's something low in that field or pay, or a different way to split the tips to make it more feasible for, maybe there's, you know, I've kind of had those ideas, but maybe you have that kind of same idea, but you can take that idea stronger than what I have, or something. Like I said, we had those similar thoughts, but I thought about that, but I thought about it this way to make it stronger. I want to help build one another up in this life. I'm really tired of seeing people being torn down, but sometimes we do got to be torn down to be built bigger and stronger, right? And that's okay too, but we got to find that balance. Where is that balance? You know, maybe for X amount of years you enjoy construction. Even though it's a passion, you're just exhausted from it. You want to go to working on boats. You want to become a mechanic. You can do all those kind of things that you want to do. Different seasons. So I just want y'all to know that everything in the long term of life, right, wrong, indifferent, good, bad, failures, is going to be all right. And I am more than happy to share any of my opinions and thoughts, any feedback. I want to be here for a lot of y'all, as a lot of people have been there through my life. Please hit that subscribe, hit the like button, and the subscribe video below.